Long has the continent of Edera been ruled by the Osweri Empire, keeping peace among the numerous factions of peoples who live within their boundaries, with fair leadership and representation. The peace did not last, however, as the line of emperors became corrupt with greed and power, and as they began to launch campaign after campaign to claim even more land and riches. Their demand on their subjects grew ever more until they reached a breaking point. A rebellion was born, as the factions of the North banded together to march into the heartland of the Empire to put a stop to it. The hard-fought rebellion was broken at the foot of Norak, the Empire's prized capital, but with the Osweris spread so thin, they were able to broker a truce. The Osweris granted them their independence in return for an end to the fighting. But as the years passed, and the factions' anger and pain against the Osweris were forgotten, old rivalries began to surface between the Arbidim state, the Sufrak clans, and the Wakara bands, breaking the trust between the factions of Edera. This does not go unnoticed by the Osweri Empire, whose ever-aggressive emperor looks upon the free lands of Edera with hungry eyes. You and your family lived a simple life within the Arbidim state as farmers, making a living bringing crops to market every year, nothing out of the ordinary happening until 2 years ago, with the arrival of a mysterious man who stumbled onto your farm, barely clinging to his life. He was injured and on the verge of death, and your parents, kind-hearted folk, tended to his wounds and allowed him to work on the farm while he slowly recovered. You came to know this man as Scovis, and grew quite fond of him as he taught you simple sword-fighting techniques and enchanted you with his tales of adventure all over the world. Scovis was always talking about the aggression of the Osweri Empire. But your parents did not want to hear it. Nothing could make them leave their home. Even when rumors of Sufrak raiding parties started, they believed that nothing would ever happen to their village and way of life. Unbeknownst to anyone, the Osweri Empire is on the march, looking to reclaim their ancient land. Your town just happens to be one of the first victims of a merciless Osweri campaign of revenge.
Kid. Hey, kid. Come on, kid. You've got to get up. You okay? We need to see if anyone is... The Osweri army invaded, kid. Done a fine job of making sure hardly anything was left. They're the huge empire to the south, who we ain't on friendly terms with. I'm gonna go check the field to see if anyone else survived. Nothing to it, kiddo. Either swing or thrust. Whatever feels natural to you. Sorry to ruin your interpretation of what is right and just, but this is what war really is. Either you defend yourself and kill those who want you dead, or join those you see laying on the ground. I'm sorry this happened, but we have to clear the town of Osweri soldiers, or we will be next.
Oi, thanks. Glad you came along. Don't think I would have survived if you didn't. When I heard the town was under attack, I ran here to pack up all my merchandise, and a soldier on a mounted horse kicked me cart on top of me. My leg has been hurt bad, but I got myself some potions that will help. I'll give you one. Might help while you explore around here. No way! You wouldn't have anything to buy. Oh, I should be. Pretty sure if anything happens, you'll hear the gut-wrenching screams a mile away. Think you can handle it. Good luck.
Come on and get a hold of yourself. I know you just lost your folks, but we need to regroup. There could be more of those. I know. That. Tell you what, kid. How would you like to get revenge on these dogs? Good choice. As you know, I've got former military experience. I'm just not as young as I once was. But you kid are young and full of energy and hatred for the Osweri Empire. Just leave it to me. I will show you how to wage war. Okay, I've got some good news. So we should have all we need to get things started again. Wood from the forest, water from the river, and food from both. You never been taught how to survive in the wild? We got a long way to go. How's your hunting skills?